Okay, everybody, welcome to another exciting edition of FireBytes. Today we have Julio Martin, that's me. I'm the sales engineer for the Southwest. And then we also have Johan Blumhart, he's the sales engineer for the Northwest. Together we cover the entire West Coast of the United States. Again, this is episode 3 of 3. So a little bit of housekeeping. If you've missed an episode, we did have 2 previous episodes on cloud Wi-Fi. We do have those recorded for you if you want to check them out. You can go to our YouTube channel. It's youtube.com/WatchGuardNW for WatchGuard Northwest. You will find the previous 2 installments of FireBytes on cloud Wi-Fi there. And you'll also find a bunch of other really informative videos covering a wide range of topics. It's kind of our historical archive of all FireBytes that we've ever done. So I definitely encourage you to check out the WatchGuard Northwest YouTube channel. On today's agenda, we're going to do just a quick recap of our cloud Wi-Fi solution, just for the folks that might have not been in sessions 1 and 2. And then we're going to go over the engagement part of Wi-Fi, and that covers creating a new campaign, setting up the splash pages and landing pages that make up a campaign, and then also looking at coupons and SMS messages, so 2 things that you can integrate into your campaigns that will engage your end users, your customers, anybody that's connecting to your guest Wi-Fi. Then after that, we're going to go through analyze. So obviously, once you've engaged your end users, you're going to be collecting a lot of pretty useful data. Marketing departments love this kind of stuff. So we'll be going over the analyze function. And we're going to be looking at things like conversion rates and demographics, footfall, dwell time, and then my favorite part of it is scraping social media information. Because you can integrate social media logins to your guest Wi-Fi. So just a very quick review of our new cloud Wi-Fi offering. It currently consists of 2 APs. We have the AP320 and the AP120. They're both dual band. The AP320 is a 3x3 AC, while the AP120 is a 2x2 AC. They are both capable of doing WIPs. So we covered WIPs in the first installment. So if you're interested in doing wireless intrusion prevention, definitely suggest checking out our first installment of this FireBytes series. And then the 320 supports 2 gigabit Ethernet ports, while the AP120 has a single gigabit Ethernet port. And both of these devices support meshing. So we're going to be looking at some interactive user engagement. So this is built in to our cloud Wi-Fi offering. So we're able to offer customizable splash pages, social media integrations, polls, surveys, videos, all these different ways to engage your users, all included in your cloud Wi-Fi subscription. If you look at our competition, it's usually kind of pay-as-you-go, usually requiring third-party subscriptions and additional fees per AP, which add up very quickly. So definitely something to take a look to keep in mind when you're looking at a Wi-Fi solution. Same thing with the business-driven analytics. We're able to offer client location analytics, demographics, floor plan overlays, scheduled reporting, brand loyalty. So we're able to see who's repeat visitors. All of this is built in. It's a single SKU with WatchGuard. Again, with our competitors, none of this really applies. It's usually requiring third-party subscriptions and additional fees for all of these services, such as Euclid, which is a very popular service. So that is all the PowerPoint I will be subjecting you guys to today. So with that being said, I'm going to just go ahead and dive into the interface. So I have logged in here to my WatchGuard partner portal, and So first we'll go over to the Support Center. And we'll go over to My WatchGuard, and we'll do Manage Wi-Fi Cloud. And this will take us into the dashboard for our cloud Wi-Fi offering. In the previous installments, we went over Go and Manage, so if you're curious to see how those work, tune into our previous episode. Today we're going to be going over Engage and Analyze. So the first thing we'll be looking at is Engage. And what we'll be doing today is I'll be going through setting up a brand new campaign from start to end and showing you how that works. So out of the box, we have a default campaign. We won't be using that. If we go over to the little tab on the left here, we have the ability to create a basic campaign and a pro campaign. We're going to be using a pro campaign in today's example. So we'll get started by adding a new campaign. We'll call this FireBytes. We'll hit OK. Now we have a campaign. So what does a campaign consist of? If you look at the little drop down here, a campaign consists of a splash page, a landing page, and then coupons and text messages to engage your users. So we'll have to create all four of these components to build a fully functional campaign. So we'll start by going over to Design Content. And we'll go ahead and create, I'm kind of a foodie, so we'll use the foodie template. So we see here that we have kind of a very easy to use template. All of these templates, you don't need to know HTML or any type of coding. They're really easy to build out of the box. So looking at the right here, you can see that we have a bunch of social media integrations. These are the different types of different methods that you can use to log in to your guest Wi-Fi. Then you can engage your users with things like coupons and that kind of stuff. At the top right, we have two icons, the desktop preview and the mobile preview. So the desktop preview will show you what your splash page will look like when you're first connecting to your guest Wi-Fi. And then the mobile preview will show you what that experience looks like on a mobile device. So if we want to edit this splash page, we'll go up here to the top right and hit Edit. And I'll kind of go over each component of the editor as well. So if we click on Page, that's going to give us options to customize what this page looks like. So we can upload a background image if we wanted to. We can do a background color, so we can change things like the background color very easily, do background patterns if we wanted, and we can customize it however way we want. Going over to the plugin settings, the plugin settings shows us all the different ways that we can have enabled for guest login. So we can do things like click-through. That's going to allow the user to just click right through and not authenticate. That's what this skip social media sign-in link is. We can do things like guest book, SMS, so we can send them a text message for them to be able to log in, web form, social media, and I'll dive into social media in just a second. We can have a video so that we can force our guests to watch maybe a short video before they're allowed to hop onto the guest Wi-Fi. We can make them take a poll, or we can, if we have a Radius server, we can also have them authenticate against a Radius server. So with the social media login method, if we click on the edit button here, you'll see that it's really easy to enable and disable different social media login methods. So say I wanted to disable Facebook, all I have to do is click the Facebook link and Facebook is gone from my sign-in options. Again, if I click it again, Facebook shows back up. So it's very easy to add social media login to your splash pages. And then if I wanted to move things around as well, I'm able to move things around and kind of design this page as I like. Once I have it all designed, then I click at the Save to Campaign button at the top right. And this will save my splash page. And we'll give this a very obvious name of splash page. And we'll let that save. All right, so now we have a splash page. We'll go ahead and publish that. So there's something to know. We have a splash page and we have a landing page that we're going to be making. So what's the difference between those two? So a splash page is the page that when you first connect to a guest Wi-Fi and you haven't authenticated, this is typically the web page that you get redirected to, the splash page where that's going to make you authenticate to the guest network. Once you've authenticated, it's typically going to redirect you one more time to a landing page. That means you've authenticated, and this is the landing page of the business or establishment that you're in. Create a new landing page. And since we made a foodie template, probably the obvious one here is pizza. I like pizza, so we'll use that one. And here's what you would, once you've authenticated to the guest network, this is the page that you would be redirected to. And this is where you can do things like coupons here, maybe embed a video. The other really cool thing that you can do is if we hit the edit button at the top right, again, you can customize, just like we did in the previous splash page, you can customize what this looks like, move things around. And the other really neat feature that we have is if your establishment or business has a mobile app, we have these app buttons here that you can edit them and point these to the your downloadable app in the App Store or in Google Play. So if, say we've customized this, we like what it looks like, we're ready to go, we would save this to the campaign. And we'll let that save. And then we'll have two more things to set up. We'll set up, we'll call this a landing page. We'll have two more things to set up. We'll set up the couponing and the SMS. We'll publish this. So you want to publish every type of content that we're making. So now we'll set up a coupon very quickly. And again, you can upload any kind of image. We have kind of a pre-canned one for wheat thins, so maybe I want to offer a wheat thins coupon at my pizza establishment. So again, you can edit this if you want, change the picture, move it around. Once you've edited this and it's to your liking, you would hit save. At the top right, we'll call this a coupon. And once this is saved, again, we'll publish it. And we're almost there. We have one more. We'll set up a text message. And we'll just add a text message. We'll call this super offer. You get 25% off if you buy now. And we'll hit OK, and I'll show you where exactly this comes into play in just a second. So now we have a text message set up. We'll hit OK, publish that content. So now we have a campaign with 4 different items in it. We have a splash page, a landing page, coupons, and text messages. So the last thing that we need to do to this campaign is to make it engage your users. So at the top right, we have an engagement button. And this is where your Wi-Fi becomes a pretty cool engagement and customer retention tool. So once we click engagement to on, we have the ability to intercept websites. So what does that mean? Say I'm at your storefront and I'm connected to your guest Wi-Fi and you sell widget 1 at your store, and maybe Amazon.com also sells widget 1. what you're able to do is if I'm connected to your guest Wi-Fi and I'm price shopping widget 1 on Amazon.com, I'm able to detect that and then inject a coupon or a text message kind of to keep you from buying on Amazon and purchasing from my storefront. So all I would really have to do is add Amazon.com to the websites to intercept. And now when I'm connected to your guest Wi-Fi and I go to Amazon.com, I'm going to detect that, and then I'm going to either send you a coupon or a text message. And all I have to do is hit OK, and it's easy as that. All right, so now we have the entire Pro campaign set up. So now we have to apply it somewhere. So we'll go over to Dashboard, and we'll go over to Analyze. And we'll go to Portals, and we'll create a new portal. And we'll give this a very obvious name. The shared secret will be ABC123. And we're going to enable all sorts of authentication plugins. We'll hit Save. All right, so now going over to, we have a portal that we've created. That's what we're going to assign to your SSID, and I'll show you guys how to do that. So going over to the plugin configuration, typically for these types of social media integration, there's a thing called an app ID, and that's usually assigned to developers. WatchGuard has gone through the trouble of creating app IDs for you. So we have the app IDs and the app secrets already filled out for you. However, if you're a developer and you have your own app ID, you're more than welcome to put your app ID in this section here. Going over to Plugin QoS is another really neat feature. You're able to assign different service levels to different authentication methods. So for example, I could say that if I log in with Facebook, I'm going to provide 500K of bandwidth in both directions. But if I don't provide any type of social media integration, like maybe I'm doing a click-through, I could do a different QoS for that authentication method. So kind of enticing your users to use social media authentication versus just clicking through. So that's a really nice feature of Cloud Wi-Fi. Going over to campaigns, this is where you're going to set your campaign. And once you have that ready to go, I'm going to just very quickly show you guys where to set that up so we can go through the actual analytics part of it. But we'll go through Manage, I'll look at my SSID, and I'll show you guys where to set that up. So we're going over to Device Configuration, going into SSID Profiles, you click on your guest, and Captive Portal. This is where you set your splash page URL and shared secrets. So that's where you set your campaign. And you get that from here. So when you go to Portal, you'll have the splash page URL, and you'll have a shared secret. And that's what you do here in Manage. That's where you take that splash page URL and that shared secret. So once you have all that set up, your guest Wi-Fi is pretty much up and running. You have all the social media integration, and you are pretty much ready to go. I am logged here into my home lab, which doesn't have a whole lot of Wi-Fi activity. It's just me and my dog, so not a whole lot of analytics to show you. So in order to show you some analytics data, I'm going to hop over to a different environment that we have set up at WatchGuard in order to give you show you guys some actual analytics. And this is kind of a demo environment we have set up at WatchGuard, where a bunch of WatchGuard employees are logging in. So we're going over to Analyze. All right, so this portal is going to have way more data. It's going to have a lot of different locations as well. And we're able to look at data for the past 30 days. So this is kind of your default portal when you log in to analyze. And it's going to show you things like conversion rates, so who's walking past your storefront versus who's walking into your store. Remember, this data gets pulled even if folks aren't associating to your SSID, because people walk around with their Wi-Fi on, it's beaconing, so we're able to detect that even if they're not actually logging into your Wi-Fi. So we're able to detect people walking past your store versus people walking into your store. We're able to see total footfall, how many people are connecting, demographics, if they're providing demographic data through their social media login, we're able to see male versus female. We're able to see who's a new user versus who's coming back, and how long they're staying in your store. Going over to the Analytics tab, there's a couple things that we can look at in Analytics. We can look at presence, demographics, profile, conversion, Wi-Fi usage. We're able to upload a floor map, and then we're also able to see the engagement statistics. So quite a bit of data that you can pull from this. And if you're looking for a new Wi-Fi solution, this really allows you to look at a new Wi-Fi solution as not just an IT expense, but also a marketing expense. So you can always try to involve marketing dollars into this purchasing decision. So looking at presence, it's going to give you a footfall by duration. It's going to give you footfall by location. Again, we have more than one location, so we're able to see footfall in each location. We're able to see dwell time by duration as well. So how many visitors in each location at what period of time. Then we'll also see dwell time by location, see how often or how long people are hanging out in your establishment. And you can hover over this kind of stuff and say, well, it looks like 1,500 visitors are staying about 5 to 15 minutes, and then about 2,500 visitors are staying over an hour. So it looks like we're being really engaging with our end user. They're staying for over an hour in our establishment. Going over to demographics, again, we're able to pull all of this demographic data when people are logging in with social media. So we're able to see which types of social media folks are using to log in. We're able to see login methods by location and gender distribution by duration. So how long different genders are staying in our location, gender distribution by locations, age distribution by duration, age distribution by location. So all of these different types, all these different methods of looking at Wi-Fi data. Going over to profiles, this is probably my favorite one. We're actually able to look at pictures of people that are logging into your Wi-Fi. So if they're doing social media integration, you're able to see all of their information, including their pictures. If you look at the plugin, how they logged in. So WatchGuard just did, if you see SKO, we did our annual sales kickoff at the Marriott Waterfront in Seattle. So you're probably going to see a ton of WatchGuard employees logging into this SKO, and you're going to see pictures of a bunch of our awesome employees up in Seattle. Going over to a little further to the right, you're going to see their first name, last name, gender, if they shared it, where they logged into, their email, how many times they've come and visited you. And you're able to download this data as a CSV, and your marketing department will love you for it because they're able to take this data and build marketing campaigns around this type of data. So you're turning your Wi-Fi really into less of an expense and more of as an asset. Going over to conversion, this is going to give us conversion statistics, so conversion by duration, conversion by location, store loyalty, brand loyalty. Again, this is across, obviously we have more than one, what we would consider a storefront here, so you're able to see, you're able to track users across your different locations as well. And then going over to Wi-Fi usage, you're able to see data transfers by locations, give you an idea of how people are using your Wi-Fi, how much data they're using, And then the other really cool thing that we can do are floor maps. So floor maps, you have the ability to create floors in your location. So for example, this is a floor we've created. I think this is up in Seattle. So you're able to see footfall depending on what area. So we have a couple of wireless access points throughout the office. And you're able to see footfall throughout the day. And you're also able to see dwell time, so how long people are staying in different areas of your store. So for example, if you're a retail establishment, you can kind of tailor your in-store advertising and see what it does to your dwell time and your footfall to see if you can really tweak your advertising in-store. And then the last thing is the engagement. Unfortunately, we don't have, these are WatchGuard employees, so we don't want to be spamming them with coupons and text messages. But if we had engagement turned on in the Seattle office, it would show us the websites that were intercepted here, and then the users engaged by duration as well. So that's about it for the analytics. And I want to thank you guys for watching. Our next FireBytes session is March 3rd. And again, I welcome you guys to go to our YouTube channel at WatchGuard NW and take a look at all the other FireBytes sessions that we have on there as well. So thank you for attending.